A monk sits facing a wall. He doesn't move, he doesn't speak, he doesn't eat, he just sits for 9 years, or so the legend goes. When he finally turns around, he doesn't give a lecture, he doesn't write a book, he doesn't explain anything. He simply looks at the person in front of him and transmits something that cannot be put into words. That monk was Bodhidharma, and what he brought to China would become the most radical school of thought in all of Buddhism. This is Zen. The story goes like this. Around the 5th or 6th century, an Indian monk named Bodhidharma travelled east to China. Buddhism had already been in China for centuries by then. Grand temples, elaborate rituals, mountains of scripture. But Bodhidharma looked at all of it and said, "You're missing the point." Legend says he went to see Emperor Wu, one of the greatest patrons of Buddhism in Chinese history. The emperor asked, "I've built temples, I've funded monasteries, I've copied scriptures. What merit have I earned?" Bodhidharma's answer? None whatsoever. Imagine that. A wandering monk tells the most powerful Buddhist ruler in China that everything he's done means nothing. That's Zen in one sentence. Your achievements, your credentials, your accumulated spiritual points, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is direct experience, right here, right now. After that, Bodhidharma left the court and, the story says, sat facing a wall in a cave for 9 years. Not reading, not chanting, not performing rituals. Just sitting, just looking. This wasn't punishment, it was the practice. Because Zen says, truth is not in the books, it's not in the temples, it's in the direct, unmediated experience of your own mind. Zen distilled Buddhism down to its most radical essence. 4 principles, no footnotes. A special transmission outside the scriptures. No dependence on words. Point directly at the mind. See your nature. Become Buddha. Read that carefully. Zen is saying, we don't need sacred texts. We don't need philosophy. We don't need someone else's words. Everything you need is already inside you. You just need to look. But how do you look at your own mind? 2 answers emerged. The first, you just sit. This is Zazen, sitting meditation. No mantra, no visualization, no goal. You sit, you breathe, you watch your thoughts arise and pass. You don't chase them, you don't fight them, you just watch. And in that watching, something shifts. The second answer is stranger. It's the koan, a question designed to break your mind. What is the sound of one hand clapping? This isn't a riddle with a clever answer. It's a wall. You slam into it again and again until your logical mind gives up and something deeper wakes up. The 18th century Japanese master Hakuin created this particular koan, and it's still used today. And then there's the most famous Zen story of all. 2 monks are competing for the title of 6th patriarch. The first writes a poem. The body is a Bodhi tree, the mind a bright mirror. Constantly polish and wipe it. Do not let dust alight. Beautiful, disciplined, correct. But the other monk, Huineng, an illiterate kitchen worker, responds, there is no Bodhi tree, nor a bright mirror. Originally, there is not a single thing. Where could dust alight? Huineng won. Because his poem doesn't polish the mirror, it smashes the mirror entirely. There's nothing to clean, because there was never anything dirty. This is the heart of Zen. You are already complete. You just forgot. When Zen crossed the sea to Japan in the 12th and 13th centuries, carried by monks like Eisai and Dogen, something remarkable happened. It didn't just stay in the monastery, it poured into every corner of daily life. And it transformed Japanese culture forever. Consider the tea ceremony. On the surface, you're making a cup of tea. But in the Zen tradition, especially as refined by Sen no Rikyu in the 16th century, every gesture is complete attention. The way you hold the bowl, the sound of water, the silence between movements. There's nowhere else to be. Nothing else to think about. Just this. Just now. This is Zazen, without the cushion. Consider the rock garden, Ryoanji in Kyoto, 15 stones on white gravel, no trees, no water, no colour. And yet people sit before it for hours. Because the emptiness is not empty. It's full of whatever you bring to it. The garden is a mirror, and Zen says, you are the mirror too. This is what makes Zen unique among all the schools of Buddhism. It insists that enlightenment is not somewhere else, not in the next life, not after years of study, not on a mountaintop. It's in the way you drink your tea, the way you arrange a single flower, the way you sweep the floor. Every ordinary moment, fully attended to, is sacred. Here's why Zen matters right now, today. We live in a world of constant noise, constant notifications, constant pressure to achieve, optimize, produce. Your nervous system is running at full speed, all the time. And Zen says, stop. Not later, not after you finish your to-do list. Now. Jon Kabat-Zinn, who created the most widely used stress reduction program in modern medicine, MBSR, has said explicitly that his work draws from Zen, specifically from the Soto tradition of just sitting. Clinical research shows that this kind of practice measurably changes your nervous system, lowering cortisol, shifting your brain into calmer states, restoring the balance that constant stimulation destroys. Bodhidharma sat facing a wall. You don't need a wall. You don't need a temple. You don't need a teacher. You just need this moment, the one you're in, right now. That's the entire teaching. Zen stripped Buddhism down to one instruction: wake up. And it showed us that waking up doesn't require leaving the world. It requires being fully in it. That's the story of Zen. And in the next episode, we'll go further, back to where this series began, to see how all of these traditions still live in the modern world today.